Okay guys, here is a question that's a little bit harder than the other three that we did in the first video. We have an external angle, but it's a bit of a weird angle actually. It's in a bit of a funny place. And then we've got two internal angles which are marked, but we don't have their value. And a third internal angle on the bottom right which isn't marked. And the question is, what are the angles A and B? We're going to try to work these out using some techniques and using the knowledge we already have of isosceles triangles. First thing I want you to do is to notice the angles at the top of the triangle. That is the angle A and the angle that's outside 58 degrees. What we're going to do is we're going to zoom in on this angle and manipulate the position of the angles a little bit, and this will help us find the value of the angle A. What I'm going to do is to rotate these two angles, this shape that we've got, and so that one of the lines lies exactly flat, lies absolutely horizontal. So there we have it. What you'll notice is that we have a straight line now. And what do we know about straight line? Well, the angles on the straight line make up 180 degrees. So on one side of the straight line we have 58 degrees, then we have this angle, which is an unknown angle. So what we could say is that the unknown angle plus 58 degrees equals 180 degrees. How do we find out what the unknown angle is? We do 180 minus 58. What is 180 minus 58? It is 122. So in this case, our unknown angle is 122 degrees. Now I'm going to do a little trick here again. We've got these two angles, but we're going to rotate the shape again so that now the other line, the second line, is completely horizontal. And again, obviously, now the line's horizontal, both angles on the line add up to 180 degrees. So now we've rotated it, we've got our 122 degrees on one side, and on the other side we have our angle A. But again, because this is a straight line, the angle over the straight line, over this flat line, is 180 degrees. It's made up of A and 122 degrees. So if we take the angle 122 degrees away from 180, that is going to give us the value of the angle A, which is 58 degrees. So there you have it. We have our angle A, which is 58 degrees, just by manipulating the shape of the triangle on the top. So let's now go back to our original full triangle. So we have our angle A here, which is 58 degrees. Before we move on though, I want to talk about another rule that we've just applied. This rule states that when two lines cross each other, the opposite angles are the same value. I'll repeat that. When you have two lines that cross one another, the angles that are opposite each other have to be the same. I'm going to prove this in another video, but let's take a look at this now. If we just focus on those two angles, 58 degrees and A, notice the position of A. A isn't adjacent, it's not next to the angles 58, it's actually opposite the angle 58. And because of this rule, when two lines cross, opposite angles are the same value, A must be 58 degrees. I'll prove that in another video. So now we have the angle 58 degrees. We can use any of the other techniques for finding the other angle in the triangle. First of all, using the fact that all of the angles within the triangle add up to 180 degrees, we can now write this as A plus B plus the unmarked angle equals 180 degrees. B plus whatever our unknown angle plus 58 degrees, which is A, equals 180. But notice the position of A. A is between our two red strokes, which means inside the triangle A is the odd one out, which must mean that the unmarked angle and B are the same. So we should be able to rewrite our equation here as B plus B, which is the unmarked angle, plus 58, which is A, equals 180, which means we have two B's and we have 58, which equal 180. So 2B plus 58 equals 180. So what do we do next? We just have to find out what 2B is. How do we do that? We just take 58 away from 180. So if we do that, 180 minus 58 equals 122, which equals 2B. Or we could say 122 equals B plus B, because B was the same as our unidentified angle, which means we had two B's. Then if 2B equals 122, that means B is half of that. So B equals 61. And there's our answer. A equals 58 degrees and B equals 61 degrees. That was a little bit harder than the previous attempt that we had in the other video. But if you're unsure of how this works, go back, watch the video again, so you can get the point, or you can even drop a comment in the comment section and I'll respond to you if you need clarification. So until the next video.